Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is meeting top officials from the Trump administration in the U.S. Capitol. This is his third visit to Washington this year. It could be key to brokering a ceasefire and hostage release deal between Israel and Gaza. U.S. officials say a deal could happen in a matter of days. The CBC's Sam Sampson is on the story from Washington.
Well, he's got a busy day on Capitol Hill. First, he met with Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and then later on today, he's going to meet with a group of senators. But in between all of that, he took questions from reporters in English and in Hebrew. And as far as a ceasefire and the negotiations toward that for the war in Gaza, Netanyahu said talks are still ongoing. He says he and U.S. President Donald Trump are working on it. And he said that Israel did accept a proposal during negotiations, but he didn't give any details about what might be included there. This ceasefire, for some details, would include a 60-day pause in fighting. It would send humanitarian aid into Gaza, and it would free some of the remaining 50 hostages taken by Hamas in October 2023. Now, Netanyahu has said the war will end once Hamas surrenders, disarms, and goes into exile, but he seemed to take it a step further in his comments today.
We have still to finish the job in Gaza, release all our hostages, eliminate and destroy Hamas's military and governance capabilities, because Gaza must have a different future for our sake, for everyone's sake. And no country will settle for less. We certainly will not.
The thing is, that doesn't really jive with what Hamas is looking for. Hamas has refused to go into exile and has said it's willing to free all hostages if there is a full withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza, and that would mean a full end to the war. So we will be looking for details about what that proposal Israel accepted includes and how those two sides could be finding any kind of agreement. Now, Netanyahu and Trump both say they will be meeting at the White House later this evening, so possibly more details coming from that meeting.
And Sam, what more are we hearing from the White House about the possibility of a ceasefire?
We're hearing from different members of Trump's administration during a news conference with Trump's cabinet. The president's envoy to the Middle East, that's Steve Witkoff, he gave more details about negotiations happening right now.
We had 4 issues, and now we're down to 1 after 2 days of proximity talks. So we are hopeful that by the end of this week, we will have an agreement that will bring us into a 60-day ceasefire. 10 live hostages will be released. 9 deceased will be released. We're meeting at the president's direction with all the hostage families to let them know. And we think that this will lead to a lasting peace in Gaza.
So pretty light on the details there in terms of which issues are solved and which one is still the sticking point, but it does sound as if they're getting closer if we are to take what Witkoff says at face value. Again, we'll see what comes of the president's next meeting with Netanyahu this evening. Keep in mind, overseas in Qatar, indirect negotiations continue, but officials in Doha say they need more time to sort through this. The focus of negotiations today will be reportedly on how this ceasefire would happen. So the terms for Israeli troops withdrawing and what it would mean, what it would look like for unrestricted humanitarian aid to get into Gaza for the people there. Now, as this all happens, the fighting in the war continues. Israeli forces say 5 of their soldiers were killed in the Gaza Strip today, while the Associated Press reports that Palestinian health officials say at least 51 people were killed in Israeli strikes in the Palestinian territory since dawn today.
The CBC's Sam Sampson in Washington.